the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Developing now at 6, intimidating witnesses, misleading testimony, leaked emails. For the first time, we can read exactly what commanders under Dan Snyder testified about the team's toxic workplace.
Shooting on campus at Prince George's High School on lockdown for hours after a 14-year-old student was shot. We're live with why parents there are so concerned and angry.
And Brittany Griner free and on her way home. What went into the high-stakes prisoner swap to get her out of Russia and back here to the U.S.?
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm weather forecaster Brittany Ward. Definitely going to be a cloudy evening out there. We are tracking a few showers heading into those evening hours, so definitely keep it here. We'll have a look at that forecast coming up in just a bit.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Mark Hall in for Tasmin Mahfouz. After a year-long investigation, a House committee says Dan Snyder did play a role in the toxic commanders culture.
Yeah, the committee released a nearly 80-page report today. It says the NFL and the team covered up decades worth of sexual misconduct. DC News Now reporter Mariel Carbone joining us live tonight in studio. Mariel, you've been going through the report this afternoon. What can you tell us?
Well, listen, the report, there's nothing really groundbreaking in it. It's the same details and stories we've heard. Accusations of sexual harassment of female employees by team leadership, lewd videos created of cheerleaders, and so on. But what is new here is for the first time we can read word for word what Dan Snyder said to that House committee, or rather what he didn't say. According to the report, Snyder said, "I can't recall more than 100 times during his 11-hour testimony." It wasn't an attempt to be evasive and misleading. He used that phrase on a number of different topics, from his knowledge on settlement agreements to the accusation that he directed employees to make inappropriate videos of team cheerleaders. Here is one of those exchanges. Snyder was asked, "What did you do in response to learning about those lewd videos?" Snyder said, "I can't recall what was done. I can't recall. I can't recall what the team did." He was asked again, "I'm asking what you did, Mr. Snyder," to which he said, "What I did is just tell the truth and to deny this about me." So that is how much of the deposition went, according to the report. The report also says Snyder interfered with the committee's investigation, intimidated witnesses, and hired private investigators to find out what was going on with the NFL's investigation into that same alleged misconduct. Now, in response to this report, the Minority House Committee, or the GOP committee, also put out its own report, which accuses Democrats of wasting taxpayer dollars in this investigation. It claims the goal of all of this was just to force Snyder out, and that the committee did not fully investigate team manager Bruce Allen, who was sending inappropriate photos by email. But, you know, just to be fair, there is a 300-page long detail of the testimony where the House committee did interview Allen as well. Reporting in the studio, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Mariel, thank you. Meanwhile, attorneys Lisa Banks and Deborah Katz, who are representing more than 40 former employees of the Commanders, released this statement. The report also reveals the NFL's shameless efforts to cover up the wrongdoing and protect Mr. Snyder at all costs. While attorneys for the Washington Commanders released this statement, investigators demonstrated almost immediately that they were not interested in the truth and were only interested in chasing headlines by pursuing one side of the story. Today's report is the predictable culmination of that one-sided approach. And developing now, fear and frustration for parents after a shooting on a high school campus in Prince George's County.
A 14-year-old student was hurt. Another 14-year-old now facing charges. That shooting at Suitland High School put the school on lockdown for hours. DC News Now's Leonard N. Fleming has been reporting all day from the scene, talking to parents and county officials. Leonard, these parents are really angry at the escalating violence there.
Yes, they are. An argument on school grounds here at Suitland High School behind me ended in gunfire today. And parents who are extremely angry are condemning the violence, but they're also asking the question of when it will stop.
It's not safe. The first day of school, they found 2 weapons on 2 kids. And I don't understand. They have money to build this new whatever this is, but they have no funds to install metal detectors for these children's safety.
Parents like Renisha Benjamin have had it. They're frustrated with gun violence in Prince George's County, and today it spilled over into their schools. A 14-year-old student was shot during a fight outside the school around 10 a.m. Police arrested another 14-year-old shortly after the shooting. Prince George's County Police Chief Malik Aziz said the violence broke out during a transition period involving several students.
A verbal altercation exchange happened between the students, which then turned physical. During that physical altercation, someone produced a weapon and fired that weapon, striking a 14-year-old student.
Not long after, scores of parents rushed to Suitland High School, and their anger and fear boiled over as they waited with the school on lockdown.
I just want to see her face, and I can't even do that because they can't call nobody. They can't answer our calls.
Not long after, Benjamin was reunited with her daughter. At a news conference outside the school, Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks tried to reassure families.
We have had direct contact with this community through our Hope Collective. Starting this past summer, we have been working with the youth of this community on a regular basis to do conflict resolution. Well, we share the parents' concerns because in my mind, it is absolutely unthinkable as a parent that you would drop your kid at school during the day and believe that anything can happen to them. They entrust their children to us, and we take that very serious.
Edward Jones said sadly he was not surprised by the shooting. I spoke to he and his son Tyler, 14, after they left the school.
This is not the first time. So this is something that is an unfortunate situation where we all know, and this is how society is. So you pray for the kid, the child that was hurt.
What's gonna happen next? When this gonna happen? Oh, this happened again. We're like, oh, okay. Like, it hasn't even been 2 days. Like, yeah. It's just a lot of consistency with this. The violence, the shooting.
The injured student, police say, is still in the hospital and is in stable condition, and police say this situation is still being investigated. Meanwhile, parents say that, look, they're upset about the escalating violence that has now hit their schools, and they really want this violence to stop. Reporting from Suitland, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Leonard, thanks for that update. All right, let's get a first check in the forecast now. We did see a sliver of sunshine today. Really didn't last long, though.
I didn't see it.
Unfortunately, you have to look closely.
Okay, all right. Let's get right to DC News Now's weather anchor, Brittany Ward, who's in for Janessa Webb. Brittany is tracking the latest. Brittany, did you see the sun that Chris was talking about?
Quick. That's all I saw today was just a quick peek of it, and then it just went away. And honestly, guys, we're still going to be dealing with those clouds as we head into our evening. But the good news is come Friday, sunshine will be returning. So we just have to hold on. Right now, we are keeping our eye out, though, on the radar. This is the wider view showing we do have that storm system all the way out to our west. But that warm front that's attached to that, that's going to be bringing a few showers, mainly off into our mountain counties as we head into our evening. Can't rule out, though, a possible miss making its way into the DC metro area as we head into the later hours. But it looks like this will finally be out of our area as we head into midnight. So if you are planning your evening here in the nation's capital, again, it's going to be cloudy as we head into that 7 o'clock hour. Still going to be fairly warm out there. Seeing those temperatures still flirting with those upper 40s, holding on to the upper 40s as we head into that 8 and 9 o'clock hour, but then again, we could see a few light rain make its way to the DC metro area, not lasting for too long. Sunshine does return as we head into our Friday, but will it stick around for our weekend? Definitely keep it here. We'll have a look at that weekend forecast and what to expect heading into your Friday coming up in just a bit.
Brittany, thank you. We look forward to that. Well, we're looking to a uptick in violence in the metro tonight. Police just identified the man who was shot and killed by an off-duty FBI agent. Happened last night. This is 28-year-old Troy Bullock of Southeast D.C.
And Chris, now less than 24 hours later, 3 more people shot at a different metro station. We have team coverage. DC News Now's Joseph Omo is standing by with a look at what WMATA's current safety measures consist of, along with reaction from local officials. But first, we start with Randy Bass, and she's digging into the latest shooting, which happened at the Benning Road Metro Station this morning.
4 people shot at metro stations across the district in just the last 24 hours. The latest victim today, a 15-year-old boy who's in the hospital with life-threatening injuries right now. 2 more people here at the Benning Road Metro station were hit by stray bullets in that same shooting along the metro platform. Still an active scene this afternoon, hours after police first got here around 9 o'clock this morning. Officers tell us it all started with a fight among teenagers on the platform. D.C. Police 6th District Commander Darnell Robinson explains what happened when one of them pulled out a gun.
Out of the 3 suspects, one or unknown at this time produced a weapon and started firing multiple times. The 15-year-old that they were engaged in a fight suffered from a gunshot wound to the thigh. The other 2, the adult and the juvenile, were sitting on the bench and a stray bullet struck their lower extremities.
We talked to neighbors here along Benning Road who take Metro every day. They say Metro is their only option to get around, but after last night at Metro Center and today here along Benning Road, they fear for their safety taking transit in the district. One neighbor is demanding answers.
I know that this is a hard problem, but we're just trying to get to work every day, and we got to deal with this kind of stuff. What are they doing? What are they doing? 3 people got shot this morning. 3 people.
Second time in 24 hours.
Second time in 24 hours. It's not right.
3 people were shot here, but right now 3 young suspects are also on the run. Officers say they took off after the shooting. Local schools in the area were also put on alert to be on the lookout for potential suspects, as they may be students at a nearby school. Anyone with information is urged to get in touch with police right away. Reporting in Northeast, Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Our team coverage continues tonight at 6:30, so stay tuned for more right here on DC News Now.
WNBA star Brittany Griner is now free after a high-profile prisoner swap with Russia. Griner has been detained in Moscow since February after Russian authorities found cannabis oil in her luggage. Anna Warnicki is in Washington with the latest.
Good evening. President Biden says his administration has been negotiating this exchange for months. Griner was swapped for international arms dealer Viktor Bout, a move the administration admits was a difficult decision.
She's safe. She's on a plane.
President Joe Biden says after months of being unjustly detained in Russia, WNBA star Brittany Griner will be home for Christmas.
Brittany will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along.
President Biden says a prisoner exchange took place in Abu Dhabi. Griner, who was serving a 9-year prison sentence in Russia for possession of cannabis oil, was released in exchange for Viktor Bout, an international arms dealer nicknamed the Merchant of Death.
We're overjoyed that Brittany Griner is on her way home.
And while lawmakers celebrated Griner's freedom, some expressed concerns that the swap was lopsided.
A dangerous convicted arms dealer who was in prison for conspiring to kill Americans. This poses tremendous national security risks.
Lawmakers say the exchange should have also included Paul Whelan, an American Marine serving a 16-year sentence in Russia on charges of espionage. But Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Russia was not willing to negotiate for Whelan's freedom.
This was not a choice of which American to bring home. The choice was one or none.
Griner is now heading to San Antonio, where she'll be reunited with her family and receive care at a medical facility. For now, in Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki. Back to you.
All right, now that Griner is on her way back home, the attention turns towards an imprisoned American who won't be making the trip with her. That's Paul Whelan. As you heard, man, it's for his family. This announcement has been bittersweet. The Whelan family were some of the first people to learn about the prisoner swap. Paul Whelan is a retired Marine and corporate security executive from Michigan who is serving a 16-year sentence in Russia on charges of being a spy. The U.S. government doesn't believe that. In fact, they've denounced his trial as unfair. President Biden emphasized during this morning's announcement about Griner that this does not mean he'll stop working to bring Whelan home as well. In an interview with our network News Nation, Whelan's brother David said it was better for the Biden administration to bring Griner home as soon as possible instead of waiting to also strike a deal over Paul.
The Russian government was not budging on his case, and it was prolonging Ms. Griner's detention and her agony over there to put it off any longer. So I think we're glad that they decided to make that decision. But also, I think it makes us realize that they have run through the list of concessions that they can make to the Russian government, and the Russian government hasn't taken any of them. So I'm not sure what's next.
Paul Whelan was arrested in Moscow in late 2018. Again, his brother David also expressing his gratitude that the Biden administration trusted his family enough to give them a heads up about Brittany Griner's release.
Coming up, Fairfax County Police released body camera footage of a man who died in custody. We're live with why the chief says his officers acted properly.
And a landmark bill to protect same-sex marriage rights clears Congress, the one final step before it becomes law. We'll be right back. You're watching DC News Now at 6.